Ramana Maharshi taught Atma-Vichāra in a vivid way, adapting his words to the maturity of each seeker. In this video, we will hear Bhagavan's words taken directly from his books. The quotations reveal different nuances of self-inquiry as he himself conveyed them. First, clarifying some misconceptions about what Atma-Vichāra is not. Self-inquiry is certainly not an empty formula. It is more than the repetition of any mantra. If the inquiry, "Who am I?" were a mere mental questioning, it would not be of much value. The very purpose of self-inquiry is to focus the entire mind at its source. It is not, therefore, a case of one eye searching for another eye. Much less is self-inquiry an empty formula, for it involves an intense activity of the entire mind to keep it steadily poised in pure self-awareness.
The inquiry, "Who am I?" is not really meant to get an answer. The I is not the ego. It is the source of the ego. The inquiry, "Who am I?" really means trying to find out the source of the I thought. You are to ask the question, "Who am I?" within yourself. The thought, "I am not this, I am that," may be an aid to the inquiry, but it is not the inquiry.
The following are some of the methods he used most often to convey his teachings. The thought, "Who am I?" will destroy all other thoughts, and like the stick used to stir the funeral pyre, it will itself in the end get destroyed. Then there will arise self-realization.
The ego is like a ghost with no form of its own. It comes into existence by grasping a form. Grasping a form, it endures. Grasping and feeding on forms, it flourishes. Leaving one form, it grasps another. If sought, it will take flight. Such is the ego. Investigate it.
Next, we will see how Ramana offered both the path of inquiry and the path of surrender, according to the seeker's inclination. If one surrenders completely, there will be no one left to ask questions or to be thought of. Either the thoughts are destroyed by holding on to the root thought I, or one surrenders the ego to the Supreme Being. These are the only two ways.
Complete surrender does require that you have no desire of your own, that your ego is completely consumed. But such complete surrender is another name for Jnana or liberation. Instead of wasting time repeating, "I am the slave of God, I am the slave of God," it is better to abide in the self. One who truly surrenders is not different from the jnani. Both have lost the sense of individuality and abide as the self alone.
Ramana Maharshi also taught Atma-Vichāra through profound silence, which was not the absence of communication, but the direct expression of the self. For the more mature, the silence was the teaching itself, clearer than any word. The Guru's silence is the most potent Upadesha. It is the highest initiation. It is more powerful than what is said in words, for it is the direct transmission of the self.
When the mind, which is the cause of all speech and action, subsides and remains still in the heart, the state of self, the true and natural state of being, shines forth. This state of silence is the only true and perfect speech.
Ramana Maharshi taught Atma-Vichāra with vivid words, tailored to each person's needs, whether through the question, "Who am I?" through surrender, or through silence. He always pointed to the same self. May these words inspire us to turn our gaze inward, where he still speaks, without words.